The next question is, what is the reason for white fasting? So it's another way of saying what is white fasting. Well, white fasting is the kind of fast that involves eating. Either you are eating, but usually um, what you are eating will not have salt and then the other things that normal food should have, what you are eating. That's how it is done in these parts of the world, in Nigeria. That's how it is done. I don't know how it is done in other parts of the country, if it is one of their types of fasting. But in Nigeria, it means that you are going to be eating, but it's going to be food that does not have taste. Are you there? So there are different kind of fasting that has evolved over time. Fruit fasting, where you take only fruits, and then many other fasting too that has evolved. Are you there? So I think we need to define fasting itself. Fasting is um, fasting involves self-denial, that denying yourself of certain pleasures. That's fasting. So anytime you are fasting, you are actually denying yourself of pleasures. So what you now deny may not be the same with what your friend is denying. But the fact that you are denying yourself of something already shows that you are fasting. Are you there? And then we must understand that fasting is not only tied to food. Your life on daily basis can be a fasting life. If you have chosen to deny yourself of, from certain sinful pleasures. Every child of God is supposed to be fasting on daily basis. Not because we are not going to eat, but because we have chosen not to engage in some things. For example, if you have chosen not to engage yourself in dirty things, and you are living your life for God, that's a life of self-denial. That's fasting. It's a form of fasting. So beyond, because most people's attention is on food, 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 food. Meanwhile, I believe strongly that God sees more than food. So you must also understand that even with your life, you can fast. Are you there? You are fasting with your life when you come to the point where you say, okay, my life is for God. My life is for God and for God alone. That means you are fasting with your life. Are you there? When you consecrate your life to God as a form of fasting, that's beyond food now. So we need to understand that fasting is more than food, so that the one that is abstaining from food will not see the one that is eating as a carnal Christian. Are you there? So it's first about a life before it's now extend to things. Are you there? As a matter of fact, the kind of fasting that God will appreciate more is the one that comes from a life. For example, the Bible told us that the king fasted throughout the night because he was not happy with the fact that, they made him to sign a document that led Daniel, his friend, into the den of lion. Fasting all through the night does not mean he did not eat during the day. So fasting all through the night in that context can mean that, number one, he denied himself of sleep. Or number two, maybe that night he had plans. He had spoken to one of his wife that, okay, I'm going to meet with you today. He denied himself of that pleasure. Number two, as a king, there's a lot of luxurious things around kings. So maybe every night, there's a kind of wine they bring to the king to drink before he sleeps. That night, he denied himself of that wine. Are you there? And that denial was called fasting. So fasting is primarily self-denial. It's beyond food. Are you there? But every child of God must discipline his or herself in the area of food. I'm not saying this so that I'm not saying this to give you permission to be eating anyhow. I'm just saying that fasting is more than food. Are we together? God bless you.